painting video finally, because I've been itching to paint something. So I'm painting a headboard that's in my spare bedroom, and that's orange pine, and it's been on my to-do list of things to paint for ages. I'm using a brand of paint today that I haven't used before, so I'm using the Rust-oleum chalky finish furniture paint, and I'm using a colour called Winter Grey. Now, I've never used this brand of paint before. I picked it up yesterday on my lunch break. A lot of people ask me about this. It's really easy to get your hands on. Most DIY shops sell it. I got mine in Woodies. It's easier to pick up than some of the other branded chalk paints, because a lot of those you have to pick up in specialist stockists and interior shops. So I'm going to give this a little bash today, and I'll let you know what I think. I'm also using the wax. So I'm using, to finish the piece, I'm going to be using the same brand of wax as well, and I picked both them up yesterday. The good thing about chalk paint is it dries quite quickly, so if you are stuck for time, you can kind of do a project on your day off. So I'm on my day off from work today, so I'm going to do my headboard, and I'll probably wax it then tomorrow when I come home from work, and then I'll put it back together, and then I'll show you the finished look when it's all displayed pretty in the bedroom and all shabby chic and beautiful. This is the before of the headboard, so hopefully when you come back to me later on, it's going to be all shabby chic and gorgeous and match the room much better. So I use some sugar soap to clean and take away any dirt and grime from the piece of furniture that I'm painting. This is a spray version, but you can pick up in the cheapy shops, so the likes of the pound shops, deals. You can pick up sugar soap really cheap, and you basically just need to wipe down your piece. Make sure you rinse off any soapy residue, and this is going to give you a nice clean base to start with. So I've got a little sanding block, and this is just to scuff it up a little and to do any distressing at the end to make it kind of all shabby chic and vintage. I just have a floor protector for my kitchen, because I'm always painting in the kitchen and I'm always chipping paint off the floor. So I got me a floor protector. I've just picked up a brush and a roller. Because it's a smooth surface, I'm going to roll most of it and then just use my brush for the nook. So that's kind of just what I've picked up from the hardware shop. I have just put on my painting apron. You know I mean business when I've put on the good old Cat Kitson painting apron. I mean business now. Ponytail up, apron on. And decorators, we need to have our tea, so I'm waiting on the first coat to dry, and I'm going to have a cup of tea, and I'm going to talk to you about drying time. So when you paint a piece, I'm really impatient and I want to put loads of coats on, but wait for your piece to fully dry, then go in for your second coat. If you paint it and it's not fully dry, the first coat can pull apart, and that's where people get frustrated and annoyed, and they think it's the paint. It has to dry, so give it time and be patient. While I'm waiting on it to dry, I'll have my tea, and I'm going to talk to you about the little mouldings that I put on. So the little like shabby chic, they're what make it look like French chic, shabby chic, and turns a free pine headboard into a fancy French cottage chic headboard. So I'm going to talk to you about them now as well. So these are from Aileen, and her shop is called So Darn Pretty, but I'm going to put the link to these actual mouldings and her website down in the description box below. But I'm going to use these, I'm going to paint them the same colour as the actual piece, and then I'm going to rough them up with a bit of sandpaper, and then I'm going to glue them on, and hopefully it will make my piece look a bit more fancy. I've just been playing around with positioning them, but I think I'm gonna do it like this. I haven't glued them down yet. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna paint them first, let them dry, and then I'm gonna stick them on. So to stick on my little mouldings, I'm going to use my good old trusty No More Nails. You can use stronger glues, or I have used my glue gun, but I'm going to use this today. So I've just gone in with my sanding block, like really lightly. I didn't want to distress this too much. But basically just along here where I wanted to bring out a little bit of detail and definition, and up here, I just lightly sanded back some of the paint and lightly distressed it. So just down here as well, just to pick out on a little bit of detail. So now for the hard part. Gotta get the muscles out because we've got to get waxing. Wax on, wax off. I'll be like Karate Kid. So you don't have to wax. I normally use a varnish, a clear varnish, but because I'm trying out that brand, I wanted to use their brand of furniture wax so I could kind of give my opinion on the whole lot working together. So yeah, wax on, wax off. So I am just using some lint-free cloth, and I'm going to apply it on. The best way to describe putting wax on is like putting moisturiser on your skin. Read the instructions on the tin. This says put it all on, wait for 10 minutes and then buff it up. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Quite happy enough with it. Value for money, so I think this was $22.99 and I have used, so I don't know if I can see, so I've about a quarter left in the pot, so definitely enough left there for another project. And I done 2 coats all over and a sneaky thin third coat on top. Wax, I have tons of wax left wherever it is. So both the wax and the paint I think is good value for money. Coverage is really good, and grey is always a good colour to go over things. The likes of the creams and whites, you might need to use an extra coat. But yeah, I'm happy with the finish of it. It was really easy to distress as well. One of the things I really did like was it's not really gloopy. When you first open it, you do have to mix it and it's quite thick, but when you're using it, it's not. So it goes on kind of thin, thicker than a wall paint, but you can see the coverage going on and it's stuck to the piece really well. So I give this a thumbs up. The only one negative I have about it is there's a really bad range of colours. When I went to Woodies, I think there was like 10 colours, and this was the nicest one. So more colours, and then it gets a big thumbs up. So I hope you enjoyed our video. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more of this style of video. And thank you so much for all the comments and the support on all of the other videos, and I will be back soon with another one.